Hey guys, Lady Gangster, MVP, Sexy Rexy, and myself welcome you back to the Hustlin' Horsepower YouTube channel. Like and subscribe for one hell of a journey. So guys, I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I decided to. Why not, right? So, on the way, went and paid 3 months rent for Lady Gangster, MVP, myself, and Sexy Rexy. We found an apartment up here in New York, and the guy's willing to work with us. So we did a 6-month lease up here. We should be able to move in the next couple days. Unfortunately, Miley was born a little bit early, and it just is what it is, right? So we're not able to move into the apartment until probably Tuesday. Okay, today is Sunday afternoon, and I went and paid the first 3 months rent for Lady Gangster and myself for a place for us to stay while we're up here in New York. As I was leaving that place, I accidentally backed out of the driveway going the wrong direction. And whatever, like, I don't necessarily have a place to be like right now. Like normally our life's going pretty quick, but I was driving along and I passed a guy. I saw it last second. Passed the guy, not last second, but I passed the guy, well, a car that was pulled over partially on the road, right? And the tire was like kind of partially off. So I turned around and came back, and I pulled up the van behind him, cranked the wheel all the way to the right in case someone hit us, because, you know, we're on a pretty busy road, 45, 50 mile an hour speed zone. So I cranked the wheel all the way to the right in case another car came up behind us and hit us. We'd have a chance to get out of the way. That's something I learned when I was doing the internship with the police department and stuff like that. I decided not to go with that option. Some people think I'm an idiot for it, but hey, my medical issues had an influence on whether I was going to go into the academy for the New York State Troopers and stuff like that. But I chose not to go that route, and here we are, right? But yeah. So getting back to it, pull over. And meanwhile, this guy's been there for like a while, an extended period of time, probably 75, 80 years old, trying to change the flat tire on his car. The left rear was flat. I'll add a picture in here. I didn't get no video because it was kind of a hairy situation, and it was just me and him, and like, there's no video person, and like, I wasn't doing it necessarily for, you're not doing it for content, right? Like, you're doing it out of the generosity of your heart. But in doing so, there's going to be some people on here that will, oh, you did this, or you're saying this just for, just to give yourself a pat on the back. And now some people may think that, and that's perfectly fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But there's also some people that may see this, and some of you may go and do something nice for someone today, or tomorrow, or whatever. It might give you a reason to go out and try to do something nice, help someone out, just out of the kindness of your heart. So here I am, helping change this guy's tire. He was struggling pretty hard. Meanwhile, he's sitting there for a while, and there was a bunch of people that freaking passed him before I pulled over. I don't know exactly how long he was sitting there, but this road is pretty damn busy. It's one of the main roads, and it's a 2-lane road, but it's pretty busy. There's cars coming down there like constantly. So as we're changing this guy's tire, I get a change for him. I got to run back to the minivan to grab a jack, because he had the jack under the wrong area of his car, and he's got the jack underneath the frame of the car, but the jack didn't go up high enough because it was like a Ford Escape, and they have a control arm on the rear suspension. So even though you jack the frame up, the hub is still really low. So like, you got to get the hub up to be able to get the tire off. So I went and grabbed the jack out of the back of the minivan. And that's when I took the little picture that is going to be in here. So I knocked the tire out for him, and we were just talking, right? And there was just a perspective, and it's weird because like me and the homeowner were talking about perspective earlier in the day, as he was counting out all my dollar bills, right? And we were talking about like in the racing and in what he does. So our landlord, as a I think he volunteers, but in his volunteer work, he was recently building a landscape for a play that was going on at the local elementary middle school. Building big, like a Christmas display. And we were talking about how that, when he's building it, is one thing, and then when he sits in the audience, it's a totally different perspective. And I was telling him it's very similar to when we're racing, right? When Lady Gangster and I are at the racetrack racing, we're racers, right? We go there to be racers. But when we lose, it is absolutely a wonderful thing. Don't get me wrong, I hate losing. But when we go up into the stands and we get to meet all y'all, like, that is a different type of perspective, and it refocuses yourself onto reason why we do what we do and why we love what we love so much. Don't get me wrong, we love racing. I love going fast. I love tuning. I love all that aspect of it. But I love the larger picture of things, right? You know, when we're racing, you got 15 minutes in between rounds, right? 15, 20 minutes in between rounds. It's a boom, 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 boom. We got a job to do, right? But when you lose and you get to walk in the stands and you get to, like, go from up here to down here and relax and, like, hang out with everyone, it's a totally different perspective, and you get to see the whole reason why we do what we do and why we love it as much as we love it. And don't get me wrong, when we go to the racetrack the next time, you got to get back to focusing and get back to going to the racetrack and trying to earn a buck and go around and do the best we can. But when we lose and we're able to, like, hang out and, like, bring it from here back down to here and hang out with everyone, it's a very, very cool thing to do. So, as I was sitting there changing the tire with this guy, literally 10 minutes after having that conversation with the landlord, he was talking about perspective and just talking about going through different things. And it just got to, like, I don't know. I wanted to pull over. I drove about 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so after changing the guy's tire. I wanted to pull over and do this little video. Simply because, right, to explain a little bit more of the reason why Lady Gangster and I are on the path that we're on, right? This guy is literally 75, 80 years old. Don't know him from Adam. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he spent every weekend in the bar. I don't know if it's even his vehicle. It could be his kid's vehicle. I don't know. Maybe he worked at one of the big steel plants or one of the big industrial plants locally that closed down and he lost his pension or lost his retirement. I don't know. But literally, I just went and spent X amount of money on an apartment for Lady Gangster and I. 3 months rent, right? Paid 3 months rent up front to be able to secure the place. This guy's car literally has less value. I wouldn't pay 1 month's rent for this guy's car. Okay? And that's what puts things in perspective. And this is not a knock to him, not a knock to anything, right? It just puts everything into perspective for me. And I'm a little bit different. You know, you can say what it is, right? But it's sad that this guy worked his whole freaking life, right? Busting his butt, working in different areas, doing what he can to provide for his family, right? And now he's in a car that's probably not worth $1,500. That I wouldn't value at $1,500, okay? The guy's literally 75, 80 years old, worked his whole life. And, like, that's what it's came to, right? And it's freaking, like, that's sad to me, right? And people are asking, like, why'd you do what you do? That's because, like, that's the reality of it, right? You can work your whole life, retire, get screwed by your employer, do this or do that, and you're left with whatever you have at that age. And your capabilities at 75, 80 years old ain't the capabilities that you have at, 30 years old or 27, 28 years old. You don't have the same amount of capabilities. You don't have the same amount of hustle in you. You don't have the same amount of drive. You don't have the same amount of energy. You don't have the same amount of abilities that you do at a younger age, where you have the chance at trying to make a go where you are in charge of your own destiny, right? And that's what this all comes down to, right? It's putting things in your own hands, right? And if we fail, it's on us, right? But I refuse to be in a position like that old man. And like, it's sad. Like, it literally makes me sad that this guy worked his whole freaking life, and now he's in a position where, like, that struggle is still there simply because he wasn't in charge of his own destiny. And now, don't get me wrong, you could be in that same position whether you work for a company for 30 years, 40 years, or if you go and try to do it yourself. It's a very real possibility. And it's a little bit weird and like baffling to me that so many people are willing to bet on a lottery ticket. So many people are willing to bet at the casino. So many people are willing to bet at this or horse racing or whatever, right? But not many of those people, not many people at all are willing to bet on themselves, willing to bet on what they're capable of. And that's what the whole American dream comes from, right? Back when people were out there achieving the American dream on a regular basis, they were betting on themselves 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and a lot of those people made it happen. And that's a whole lot more difficult now, don't get me wrong, but they made it happen. And it just makes me, it's just sad that this guy, after I get done changing the tire for him, this guy feels the need to offer more than a thank you for changing his tire. This guy literally has seen the world go from a place where a thank you and a handshake was enough of an appreciation to keep someone doing the right thing, right? But this guy literally, bless his heart, he had literally went to tears when I told him, no, sir, a thank you is enough. Like, I did this out of the kindness of my heart. And he doesn't know who I am. I don't know who he is. But we had a nice little 5-minute conversation. And it absolutely pisses me off that so many people couldn't take that 5 minutes to help this old guy out. That was literally struggling. It's raining out and freaking nasty out, cold out. It's not like really, really cold out, but probably 35, 40 degrees out. It's cold and it's raining. And the guy's out here on the side of the road trying to change his tire. So guys, if you're out there and you see someone struggling, whether it's a young lady, freaking a woman, a guy in boat shoes that doesn't know how to change a tire, an old guy, whoever it may be, if you see someone out there struggling, like, does it really, like, I hope your 5 minutes has a whole lot of value for you to drive right past that person, because that's sad. It's really freaking sad. There's times when we can't do it. When we're in the big toter home and the stacker trailer, it is extremely dangerous for us to pull over on the side of the road if we don't have to. And in those cases, sometimes we'll have to drive by. But there's been plenty of times where we've pulled over and we've helped out those people, and I promise you, we've helped out we've done a whole lot more than we've put out on here on the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, because, like, that's not what it's all about. But I hope something like this is a little bit refreshing, and I hope there's at least a couple of you that watch this video or see that post or something like that go through and do something kind for someone today or this week or this month, and just out of the kindness of your heart. Don't take their $20. Don't take their $50. Just tell them thank you. Tell them that you did it out of the kindness of your heart. This world's going to freaking hell, and the only thing we can do to try to fight that is try to keep that chain of love going. So guys, there's my little 15-minute rant. I hope you guys have a good day. We're gonna go back and, I don't know, probably watch some football or something like that. I don't like doing that stuff, but I got no race car up here to work on, and Miley's only a couple days old, so I guess I gotta go do something boring for a couple days. But in a day or two, we'll start moving into the apartment, and yeah, we'll start working on some YouTube videos for y'all. And you guys go and start shooting us some messages or putting in the comments what you want us to go over while we're not around the car. And guys, we did bring up a project up here, and you guys are gonna have a chance at that project, whether it's purchasing that project or buying a raffle ticket for that project. And that's stage 1. Stage 2 is already up here, and that's gonna be a pretty cool project. So guys, we appreciate everyone that follows along on this journey. It's a journey nonetheless. There's a lot of struggles. There's a lot of not so easy days, but do what you can to try to brighten someone's day. It's really, that 5 minutes probably made that guy's week, and there's a whole lot more than 5 minutes in a week. So guys, if you got 5 minutes to spare, go do something simple like that. It's not for anything more than, you know, putting a little bit of spotlight on the a little bit of brightness into the world. So guys, this video is raw. It is what it is. I hope you take out of it what I'm trying to put out there, that by doing something kind for someone, it really resparks the fire, and helps try to keep this world from going downhill as fast as it is. So there's bigger things to work out, but is what it is. Appreciate it, guys. See you soon.